Hi, I'm Alexa, and I thought today I would talk about VAR. It seems like a pretty apt time to talk about it, considering that the story of the Everton ManU game today is the last minute VAR review, and I think incorrect overturning of the on-field PK decision. I did read, and I'm not 100% sure if this is correct, but every time a ref has gone to being called over by VAR to review, they have basically overturned their on-field decision. They've never said, no, I'm sticking with it. It wasn't a clear and obvious error. And that kind of annoys me because, first of all, the VAR angles don't always show, and I'll talk about that a little bit more. They don't always show the what the ref saw, and I get annoyed with the VAR offside reviews as well. If you have to spend more than 30 seconds to determine if someone was offside, stop it. Just stop it. They're literally splitting hairs on these offside decisions where, like, was their pinky fingernail in front of the other dude? Like, freaking no, stop it. This is horrible. Like, it's so stupid to sit there for like 3 to 5 minutes with them, and even when you're watching from home and you're seeing them do the different angles and put lines in, things like that. No, if you have to do that much work to tell if they're offside or not, leave it. Whatever the on-field decision was, leave it. Like, I just get very frustrated with how long they're taking, how much they're splitting the hairs on it. What I really was frustrated with today was, as I was started with the VAR, they don't have all the angles. They don't show all the angles. Or if they have all the angles, they don't show all the angles. They think they have the angles. So I saw a picture from, I thought I saw a video, but I couldn't find it this evening as I was planning this. I thought I saw a video of the incident where Everton's penalty got, the award got overturned. It was from behind the goal, and it clearly showed the one red player with both hands grabbing the back of the Everton player's shirt, like both of them. But even without that, from the angle they had, which was from the corner flag to the players, I do actually have a thing pulled up. So this is from the highlight video. So you can see the ref is in the black towards the bottom right. You can see the goal in the middle at the back, and then the corner flag that the VAR was coming from was towards the left off the screen, sort of where my hand is right now. It's somewhere over here. And it was looking at the group of players right in the middle of, there's the yellow player obviously in goal, and then in front of him, in front of the 6-yard box. It was looking at them, and that was facing their faces. So this is super hard to see, but you can, when you have it full screen, and it was very hard, I couldn't go frame by frame to get the exact frame, but you can see the blue shirt being pulled back from the angle that the ref would have been able to see. The ref never got a look at this from basically him going straight to the players, or the picture that I saw was from behind off to the other side of the goal and looking at the players with the ref behind them. So this straight line where you could see them pulling the shirt. But even without that, there's a red player closer to the ref, and one of his legs was in front of and tripped up our player. And that you could see in the view from the corner flag to the players. So overall, I'm not super mad at VAR. Like, I don't really, I think it's fine to keep it. I think it needs some adjustments. And I think that when something doesn't work but has potential, you fix it, right? You don't just blow everything up and get rid of it, right? And start all over. Like, no, there's good potential here. This has helped some decisions be done that were incorrect. It corrects them, right? And it allows for that for some big decisions. And when it comes down to literally a single space in the Premier League is somewhere between £2 and £3 million of income, a single goal that you do not get could be the difference at the end of the season between you getting an extra 2 or 3 million or someone else getting that. So I think it is important. I think it's important to have a way to review the decisions, but I also think that there needs to be a little more accountability. I also think, and this is something that at my work is very big, and there's, you know, ideas that I have there. There's going on in the broader national and global stage at the moment, the appearance of improprietary behavior, improper behavior. I don't know why I'm having such a hard time saying that word today, but improper behavior, even the appearance of improper behavior or the potential for improper behavior to occur without consequences is enough to develop mistrust and distrust in processes and people. And if you are trying in such I mean, literally the stakes are high. 2 to 3 million pounds could be on the table based on a mistake. When the stakes are that high, you shouldn't have any even perception of improper behavior or potential for improper behavior. And so one of the things that I think it gets very frustrating, and I understand that they only have so many referees and assistants and all of that they can do, but when someone has a history, for example, of going on vacation with your arch rivals star players in the off season, that person should never ever be allowed to go and do either their game or your game against them, right? And really it's their games. They should never ever have any say in that. But also, if they were doing ours, so let's say someone either supports ManU or Liverpool, they should not be able to come and ref our games when we are their arch rival, or like the person that they are most likely to who have a second in the league. I know we've had some seasons where they're literally on the last day, whoever wins is going to get the win. They should never be doing that team either. And I don't understand how certain refs do get put in the referee in those games or in the VAR box. And I also am quite a proponent for there has to be some sort of consequences for mistakes made in the VAR box. So they should have shown him other angles than the ones they showed him. And if they were splitting the hairs that much, like one of the commentators on the US stream, they made a comment that just kind of really annoyed me. They said, well, he got up so quickly. He didn't make a big deal about it. He wasn't screaming for penalty. So are you saying that the only way you're allowed you deserve a penalty is if you act, if you play it up? That's BS, because if he did that, you'd be calling him a cheater trying to get something he doesn't deserve, and he's obviously making a big fuss out of it, but really? I could not believe that comment by the commentators when they were like, well, he obviously didn't make a fuss about it. He just got back up. Yeah, because he was ready to he knew that we were at the end of the game. We wanted oh my gosh, my mind was blown. But I don't want to take away VAR. I think that there needs to be a little bit more common sense in the games. There needs to be better ground rules, super established on things like if you have to spend more than 30 seconds reviewing this, like, come on. There's not a clear and obvious ever if it takes you 3 to 5 minutes to figure out if it might possibly have been an error and to send it back to the ref on the field to go look at. Like, they need to figure that out, and they need to figure out a way of disciplining or holding refs accountable. I don't think it's discipline. I think it's accountability. They need to be able to hold them accountable to following those rules and make it not so that they are completely untouchable when they do make mistakes. And I do believe that someone was pulled off and banned from VAR for like, I don't know, 10 games or something. One of the assistant refs, the virtual assistant refs. I don't know. I might be making things up. Maybe it was a dream. But I thought something like that happened a couple months ago after they made like a really bad error. It's a bit sad that our 2-2 draw against Liverpool felt like an accomplishment, excuse me. But then a 2-2 draw against ManU today felt more like a loss than anything else. Now, having said all of this about VAR, we did this to ourselves. We were doing quite well in the first half, and then we gave up a 2-0 lead. Like, if we wanted to win it, we need to go and score the goals and not let them get any. I will say, it might have been my fault. I hate when I do this. It's not my fault. It's stupid. But you know how we all get so superstitious? At halftime, I was like, oh, we'd only need 2 more goals to have a 0 goal difference instead of a -1. And then I also was thinking, like, it's kind of sad to see how far ManU have fallen from their, like, glory days. Because, like, I really started watching footy for myself during that time frame of well, I really was watching more of the national team, but Owen and Beckham and all of that. Like, so ManU, it would have been what, the 2 Nevilles, Scholes, Rio, bunch of others. But to then, it happens, right? And like, I still wanted them to lose today. I wanted them to lose today, but I thought those at halftime, and then all I could think after they drew, like we got to 2-2, was that was not the 2 goals I was thinking about earlier. Just it wasn't. So Moyes said it best. The fact that this feels not as good, like it doesn't feel good, is a sign that we are expecting more and wanting more, and that there has been hope and a real feeling like we could have got more. Like, there are other times when you leave it all out there and you're like, there's no way we could have done better, right? And that's when it feels like more of a win. This, we know we could do better, and hopefully we can get that sort of sorted out, move forwards. And I haven't looked since the middle of the second set of games today, which would have been what, about 9:30 Central, 10 Central time. But at that point, we were one thing above Man United. So I'm like, well, I'll take that. We could have moved up, I think, 1 additional spot if we had won. But then the rest of the games the weekend, don't know. So let me know your thoughts on VAR, how it felt today. Definitely feels like they robbed us of a chance to go 3-2 with, a minute or 2 to play. But we did it to ourselves by giving up those 2 goals. So onwards. Take care. Be kind to yourself.